Alrighty, and then the last game of the night here, Bills at Saints, and the Bills are back, folks. Offensively, defensively, they're fine. We did a little bit of a maybe potential overreaction right here. We ended up dropping the Bills out of the top 10 after the loss. This week. And I was trying to see, can we move them into the top 10 right here? It's tough, man. I don't know. How do people just do the top 10 teams in the league? I've got like 15 teams I can really believe in that are really good. Top 10, man, oh man. It's real close right here. We'll wait. We'll wait to put the Bills potentially back in the top 10. We need somebody else to flounder. Maybe, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take the Oh, no, they just won without Lamar Jackson. I can't keep them out of the top 10 for doing that. That was real impressive. Alrighty, we'll have to wait till Sunday to see, or till Tuesday show to see if we can put the Bills back in the top 10. We ended up dropping them from number 3 out of the top 10 when we reordered our power rankings this week. But, I think we'll wait. We can't do it an impromptu right here. We got to wait to put this Bills team. Hopefully some other team flounders so we can put this team back in the top 10. But Bills get the win here, 31-6. Our over bet that we had over 45.5 points, they only scored 37. The Saints didn't have their big breakout scoring fourth quarter. They put up 6 points, but we really needed kind of like 20, something around there. They couldn't get it done. So Bills get the win here kind of handily, no problem. Scored a touchdown on their first drive, a field goal on the third drive. Josh Allen throws back-to-back interceptions. Saints can't do anything with them. They go into halftime 10-0, still a game. And then the Bills in the second half, that's when they truly are great. Touchdown first drive after halftime, touchdown on second drive out of halftime, making it 24-0. They have to punt, but then they're right back to scoring touchdowns, and that's basically the end of the game right there. So Bills play their best football in the second half, folks. Unfortunately, the only game that they didn't play good in the second half was against the Colts last week. So once again, I just think that overall Colts game was a big outlier. It was a big, meatball optically. I'll give you all that. But overall, I don't think we should be overreacting to that loss against the Colts, especially once the Colts get absolutely destroyed by the Bucs this week, which they will, and it's one of our picks. But we'll digress until we get to that. All right, and then can we just say by the Saints, they got to do something offensively. You got to blow it up. Stop with Trevor Siemian. Put Taysom Hill in. I mean, you're at a do or die now. You're 5-6. I mean, you started out really solid this season with the wins, but over the last 4 weeks, what are they like losing 4 straight games right here? Trevor Siemian, they're not letting him air it out. He's not being great overall. We need something else with the Saints offense, and I know no Alvin Kamara, but I mean, you can't wait for Alvin Kamara to come back and then be like, well, now we kind of have to win out with Trevor Siemian. You really have to change what this offense is. You're not throwing deep. You're not trying to go deep consistently. You really just have to make the switch to Taysom Hill and just kind of have that kind of gadget offense where you can have Taysom Hill running all over the field and passing all over the field. We know Taysom Hill can, for the most part, make all the throws, just doesn't have a big arm. I don't think he can throw more than 50 yards. I don't even know if he can throw 50. We'd have to kind of reassess it once he's back in the starting lineup, but you've got to make the switch. You've got to stop with Trevor Siemian. We like Trevor Siemian, but they're just not tailoring the offense to Trevor Siemian. So go back to Taysom Hill. You got to go to Taysom Hill. Have Alvin Kamara back, hopefully, and then just kind of run the read options, run some quick screens, some slants, all that. Get Taysom Hill on the edge. Make them respect his running game to open up the passing down the field game. But the Saints must do something with this offense. It is so lackluster. And now a little bit, I know we can't overreact because it's only half of a season, so we can't really overreact and say Sean Payton's a bad coach and Drew Brees was truly kind of making the coach right here, because that was like a 12-15 year stretch, and we're not going to let a half a season ruin a 15-year body of work. Like, Bill Belichick, yeah, he floundered 1 year last year, but now he's right back at the top of the AFC East, no problem. Once again, one season, one COVID year where everybody opted out does not overtake an entire 20-year dynasty body of work. You could say say it in the moment, but overall, let's realize, hey, there's still great coaches out here. So we're not going to say that Sean Payton is trash at coaching or anything like that. I think he's lackluster right now, but you got to do something on this offense. Trevor Siemian, for whatever reasons, just not working. We believe in Trevor Siemian. It's just not working with this team. So Saints must change up their offense, and I believe you do that with having Taysom Hill is the starting quarterback. Hopefully we can get Alvin Kamara back, read options, a lot of misdirections, a lot of gadget plays, since you don't have kind of a true A1 tier 1 wide receiver, a la no Michael Thomas, and once again, not having Traquan Smith go deep and all that. So just be gadget. Just be a gadget offense. I mean, that's really all you can be at this point for what we have seen these offenses do. Even with Jameis Winston, they weren't putting up the yards, folks. It's not like, well, they don't have their starting quarterback. Even with their starting quarterbacks, folks, we've documented it, we've talked about it, they don't go deep. They don't stretch the field vertically really at all. Alrighty. So yeah, let's start here with the Bills. Let's start here with the Saints. We just talked about their offense, so we'll tell you why this offense is so lackluster. Trevor Siemian goes 17 of 29 for only 163 yards. He was dinking and dunking, even though they don't have Alvin Kamara to really truly dink and dunk too. So riddle us that, Trevor. 17 of 29. We have 58% completion, nothing good. 163 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The pick came in the fourth quarter. Game was over at this point, 31-6, and the touchdown came in the third quarter. They missed a 2-point conversion, so it's 24-6, so still 3 possessions, so still losing at that time. And they scored it right at the start of the fourth quarter. So game was basically over when they scored a touchdown, when he threw the interception, which is usually classic on how this Saints team goes. All their kind of touchdown and all that comes in garbage time in the fourth quarter where they're already getting blown out. Once again, why you need to make the switch. It's not like Taysom Hill is losing these close games, that they're always competitive. This offense doesn't get going until they're getting blown out, till the game is really over, mathematically over. You can't score 30 points in 15 minutes. It's just mathematically almost impossible. So you've got to switch it up. Put Taysom Hill in the starting lineup. I really don't understand why you just paid him all that money. He just got another contract extension. I don't mind the contract extension. Everybody's talking about him getting overpaid. I don't really mind it. He does bring a lot to your team. He's a potential backup quarterback. He's great at being a gadget player. He's great in the red zone. He scores you points, and you can utilize him whenever you want because he's a tight end. So I don't mind the Saints paying and potentially maybe overpaying a little bit for Taysom Hill. I believe he can get it done. But it's truly interesting that they went from Jameis Winston to Trevor Siemian and not giving Taysom Hill a chance. This is Taysom's team now. It should be. We'll see if Sean Payton makes a switch. You should. We'll see if he does. All right, running game for the Saints, absolutely non-existent. Obviously, no Alvin Kamara, so Tony Jones is the starting running back here. And let me see if you think these are starting running back numbers. Are you all ready? 16 carries for 27 yards. 16 carries for 27 yards. 1.7 yards a carry. That is absolutely abysmal, folks. If you're not at 3.3 yards a carry, you should not even be getting the ball ever in the NFL. And Tony Jones was basically half of that. Absolutely not good. And then who was Trevor Siemian passing to in this game? We got Lil Jordan Humphrey. 3 catches, 47 yards, led the team in receiving. Once again, what is wrong with this picture? Why are we not getting Traquan Smith the ball more? Ty Montgomery, second leading receiver, 5 catches, 31 yards. Then we get Traquan Smith, 4 catches, 31 yards. Then we get Marquez Callaway, or that's who we were trying to say. Marquez Callaway. I always get Traquan Smith and Marquez Callaway. The Q's throw me off a little bit. Marquez Callaway. This is who we want to be the deep ball receiver. And once again, even worse than what Traquan Smith was doing. 2 catches for 24 yards. Get that man the ball. I want 5 deep shots throwing throughout the game to Marquez Callaway. That's what I want. 5 shots throughout the game. Scatter them for all in the first quarter. I don't care. All in the second quarter. I don't care. I want 5 deep balls. One-on-one deep balls to Marquez Callaway thrown every single game. Come on, Sean. Can we get this offense going, please? Call me up. I can walk you through. You should know this by now. You've been a good, great, offensive-minded head coach of Drew Brees for 15 years. You should know that Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, see, I did it again. Marquez Callaway is the real deal. Alrighty, so nothing great here by the Saints team offensively. They give up 31 points defensively. Here we go. Josh Allen back being good. 23 of 28. The 2 interceptions, not great. 23 of 28 here. 82% completion percentage, fantastic. 260 yards, 4 touchdowns. The 2 interceptions, once again, not great. But when you're going against the Saints who have no offense, I guess, yeah, throw the picks. Who cares? And these were bad picks by Josh Allen. And once again, we're not getting the Josh Allen from last year. So we're still little hesitant on this Bills team, still a little hesitant, and another reason why we're not putting them back in the top 10 right now today, because he's still throwing these picks. And if the Saints offense was a little bit better, 10-0 game at halftime, still right in the mix of it, a good team could have come back and beat the Bills, like we've kind of seen good teams beat the Bills before. All right, so Josh Allen, the 2 picks, nothing great here. But Devin Singletary, 15 rushes for 44 yards, nothing great. Josh Allen took off 8 times for 43 yards. Once again, we love Josh Allen running the ball, and they had some nice designed quarterback runs, especially real early on in the game here for Josh Allen, so we absolutely love it. I think it was on the first drive that Josh Allen took off twice, right? 6-yard run by Josh Allen on drive number 1, and an 8-yard run by Josh Allen. I believe all those were designed runs, and then using Dawson Knox in the red zone like we know they do. Dawson Knox is their best option in the red zone. Another reason why the Bills were kind of floundering for a little bit of a period, because Dawson Knox was out and you don't have your red zone target. We'll talk about his stats in a second. But getting Josh Allen on the perimeter running the ball, we love seeing it, and we saw it early here. I was loving it. All right, and then we had Matt Breida, 9 rushes for 26 yards. So overall, everybody was rushing really solid. It was solid rushes here by the Bills. And then who was Josh Allen throwing the ball to? Stephon Diggs. And this is what this should be every single game. Have Josh Allen run the ball and throw to Stephon Diggs. Force the ball to Stephon Diggs. I do not care. Get this man the ball. He will always make the catch. He's that gifted. He's your A1 tier 1. You must force him the ball a couple of times every single game to see what happens. And Josh Allen was kind of doing that, especially early on in this game again. So 7 receptions for Stephon Diggs, 74 yards, a touchdown. Gabriel Davis, 2 catches, 47 yards. Cole Beasley, 5 catches, 46 yards. Then we have Dawson Knox, 3 catches, 32 yards, 2 touchdowns. Getting it done in the red zone. Love seeing it. Matt Breida, 2 catches, 29 yards, a touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 catches, 28 yards. And then Devin Singletary, 1 catch for 4 yards. No turnovers here besides the interceptions by Josh Allen. So the Bills get the win 31-6. We're not buying this Bills team back 100%. Defense looked good. Offense, once again, showing some good glimpses for the most part, like we've seen really throughout this Bills season so far. And the Saints offense is still so freaking lackluster. I truly don't understand it. Bills get the win 31-6.